What's happening, guys? So we have the second leg of the EFL Cup. Second leg, semi-final at St. James's Park. Newcastle United versus Arsenal. Newcastle United being 2-0 up from the first leg at the Emirates. You know, Arsenal's 0. But before I get into the match preview, and don't worry, I'm going to timestamp this match preview anyway, so you guys can skip the intro that come in later, right? Obviously, we know the transfer window shut yesterday. And what we do know is Arsenal made 0 signings. Now, even I thought we'd get somebody in. We just get some no-name on loan. Like I said, you all saw me. You all heard me say.
I've seen him do it.
Right? I said, I think we'll get somebody in, and then we'll be looking at them like this. Who
the fuck is this asshole?
But clearly it didn't happen. Didn't get that. And I said on Instagram today, and I'm going to repeat it here, right? Because I'm going to talk about this before I get into the match preview. And don't worry, I'll timestamp it so that those of you who want to skip straight to the match preview, when you're watching this back, you can do it. Yeah? Beating Manchester City 5-1 on Sunday is probably the worst thing that happened for us this season, right? And I know some people might come in here, right, and they are thinking,
what?
But I said it. Beating Man City 5-1, especially in the manner that we did, right, and I'm going to get into that, was the worst thing we've done. We would have been better off getting slapped 5-1. I'm going to explain. So, you know what? Let's talk about this before I get started to the match preview. I'm sick of them sweatsuits and them corny hats. Let's talk about it. So, we beat Man City 5-1 in our last game that we played. Yeah? That's a 5-1 game where we pammed these, man. It wasn't no set piece FC. It was we straight pammed these, man, and took advantage. All that showed us, all that told, you know, everyone at Arsenal, right, is that, well, it ain't that bad then. We don't need a striker then. Like, we all right. Havertz scored. You know, we've got players that can score all over the pitch. Now, if we'd have got pammed 5-1 by Man City, right, I reckon we would have panic bought somebody. Who remembers, right? I need y'all with me on this.
Who the fuck is...
Wrong one.
I know it.
Wrong one. That's what I meant to put. Who remembers when we got smoked 8-2 by Man United? Who remembers that? Yeah? You know, remember that day, what was it, August 28th, 2011, I think it was, when we got smoked 8-2?
Crying to me and I'm not having that.
What did we do after that, just before the transfer window shut? Signed 5 players. Why? Because we panic bought, because we knew we couldn't keep going on like this. So we signed Yossi Benayoun on loan. We signed Mikel Arteta. We signed Per Mertesacker. We signed Andre Santos. And we signed Park. Park, those of you who might not remember Park, right? He didn't have that impact on this club at all. But some of you are thinking,
who the fuck is this asshole?
I don't think he was Japanese. It might have been Korean. Yeah? But we signed him. He wore the number 9 shirt. I think he played like an EFL Cup game, and I think he might have scored in that game. But he probably saw maybe 2 minutes of Premier League in all his time here, from what I can remember. Yeah? But we panic bought. Now, had we have beaten Newcastle the first game of that season at St. James's Park and then beaten Liverpool at the Emirates, I think Man United might have been the 3rd game in, or maybe the 4th game in, I think. Had we have beaten these teams and then beaten Man United, do you think we would have signed those 5 players? Because those 5 players came in rather, swiftly like Taylor fam, right? Now, we just slapped Man City 5-1. Everybody, every man and his dog has been saying, Arsenal need a striker, Arsenal need a striker. Yet these man, and you know what? You know what this comes down to? The August transfer window. Yes. August transfer window. When everybody was on code with, well, Arsenal need a striker. Everybody's been saying it. The pundits have been saying it. Everybody's been saying it. And we've all been seeing it.
I've seen him do it.
But who do we sign? Calafiori and Moreno. The fuck do we need Moreno for? Moreno. We signed Moreno, another midfielder, instead of getting a striker. Yeah? So this window that just gone, the Kroenkes probably thought, well, I ain't giving you any more money, Arteta, because really, you knew what we needed. Everybody's been saying it. I just gave you money. And I left you to your own device. That's probably how the Kroenkes might look at it. Because I don't think, right? Because I think no way Jose Enrique is the Kroenkes saying to Arteta, you can sign anybody, but you can't sign a striker. I don't believe that bullshit. I don't believe that shit. No way. No way the Kroenkes are just saying, no, you can sign a midfielder, a defender, a goalkeeper, but you can't sign a forward. No way. No way the Kroenkes said that to him. So this is him. Whose idea was it to not sign a striker? I don't think the Kroenkes are saying, we don't need a striker. I don't think they're saying that. This is Arteta thinking, well, I've got Jesus, I've got Kai Havertz, I've got Trossard, I've got Martinelli, and I've got Saka. I can mold these men into what I want them to be. You know what I mean? He's got PTSD from Aubameyang. That's what it is. You don't want a striker with too bit ego at this club. Because he'll probably try and turn him into a fullback for a game or two, and the striker will say, fuck off. And you don't want that. You know what I mean? This is why he's reluctant to sign a striker. Right? He didn't sign Kai Havertz to be a striker. So imagine if Kai Havertz bossed it in midfield. Imagine if he did. Imagine if he was banging assists for Saka or something. You know what I mean? He wouldn't have bothered to sign a striker at all anyway. He had to turn Kai Havertz into a striker because he knows he's played there before and everything like that. And when he started scoring goals, he looked more like a centre forward, and it made sense. Everybody knew, well, if you're going to play Kai Havertz, then play him as a number 9 then, instead of a number 8. So the person whose bright idea it was to sign Moreno instead of a striker is the reason why this January transfer window was where it was. We wouldn't be here saying, oh, we need to sign a striker if you'd have got one back in August to begin with, that everybody knew we needed. But no, he wanted to sign another defender and another midfielder, didn't he? That's what he wanted to do. Technically, he signed Raya because it turned into a permanent deal. So he signed a goalkeeper, a defender, and a midfielder, and not a fucking forward. Now, fast forward to February now, transfer window shut, didn't get nobody in. Knowing we're potentially 9 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool, obviously, I'm saying 9 points because, in the scenario that they beat Everton. But with 6 points behind them, Liverpool have a game in hand, right? Forest are killing it right now. You would have thought, oh, well, that's more of incentive to go do something then. No. We didn't want to get a striker in the summer. And then this time round, it's either these men are just there twiddling the thumbs thinking, oh, I need the right guy to come in. Or the Kroenkes are saying, fam, you should have got a striker back in the summer. I gave you money, fam. You know what I mean? It's like a child that, you know, he or she wanted that toy, it was bought for him. And then they say, no, I want that one. And the parent says, well, I bought you a toy. You wanted a toy. You can't have another one now. And because we beat Man City, we smoked them 5-1. No set pieces at all required. Worst thing we did. Because that's all we're going to live off now. All we're going to live off is we beat Man City 5-1 though. That's all we're going to live off. Bournemouth 2.0. You know, Reece Nelson against Bournemouth. This is part 2. You know what I mean? So when this season ends and we look back at this and it's like, well, you should have bought a striker, you should have done this, you should have not. See, when you beat Man City 5-1, it led to nothing. We're gonna look back at that. And you know, you all see it. You all see it, right? You know, there'll be them highlights of when we beat Man City 5-1. Come May, when we're second again, right? When we finish second, yet again, we'll be out here saying, oh, but when Lewis Skelly scored against Man City, when Wanyeri scored against Man City, mate. Just like we were doing with Reece Nelson's goal that led to nothing in the end. This club is pathetic. You know what I mean? This club makes me sick, right? We were better off getting slapped 5-1, right? I almost wish it happened at this point because these man, right? These man, it takes the hard way before these man will do anything. You know what I mean? Everybody knows what we needed. But then we went and smoked Man City 5-1, which then showed that we can be okay. So now there'll be this false belief, even though there are fans that are saying, oh, no, we should have got a striker. There'll be this false belief now because I reckon Kai Havertz, you know what I mean? He's going to be a little bit more consistent with his goal scoring now. But ultimately, we're going to pay the price because we know what happens in April, don't we? We know exactly what happens in April. April's the month. Arteta with a goofiness. Yeah? Watch. Saka will probably come back in this team by April and he'll rush him back. And, well, Wanyeri is the one that's killing it right now. I said Sterling will probably find form and he'll start being consistent. And then when Saka comes back from injury, he'll rush him back, right? And he'll do it in probably a game in April, right? When he shouldn't do. And he'll disrupt what was working. It'll be one area that'll be the sacrificial lamb. Watch. He'll be consistent, and Arteta, being Arteta, especially in April, he'll fuck it up. This is what he does. He did it to Trossard, right? And he did it to Havertz. Man knew Havertz was killing it at number 9 for us at the back end of last season, but he chose to put him. Oh, let me get my picture. Have a look there. Have a look right there. From Crystal Palace, when we came back from Dubai, all the way down to April 2024, Aston Villa, this goofy fucker decides, let me put Havertz back in midfield, just so I can play Jesus, you know, because he's just come back from injury again, right? And we ended up losing that game. You know what I mean? It's almost like, it's like the party at right back now. Everybody knows, don't play him there. You'll still do it. You'll still do it. He's still going to do it. I don't know what Partey needs to do to show, well, when I'm not there and I'm here, like, we're benefiting. But this, and I'm going to keep this picture in here. I'm going to keep this in here, yeah. Because I want to drive the point home of sabotage, yeah. Because I can point it out. The L right there was the game Arteta decided I'm going to put Havertz. He didn't need to, by the way. He didn't need to do it. There was no, oh, so-and-so's injured, so I'm putting him back. No, there was none of that. He decided to do it because he wanted Jesus in the team. Bear in mind, Kai Havertz was consistent as a number 9. Let me just try and think. Havertz scored against, in this list, before that game, I think he scored against Brighton in that 3-0, the 3-0 one. Obviously, he scored in some of those games. I can't remember if he's got. I don't know if he's got in every single one. You know what I mean? But it was consistent enough, and he disrupted it. Just like 2023, Trossard were unbeaten when he started games. Yeah, I think he put in a man of the match performance against Leeds United on April Fool's Day because he was player of the month for March. Arteta, after that Leeds United game, had him on the bench the whole time. Why? You know, trying to rush. I think it was he rushing Jesus back, wasn't he? This is what he does, and he'll do it again. And what's even worse now is that we got no reinforcements in for this window. Now, I know I've been a long time with that monologue, but it needed to be said. It could have been a separate stream. I didn't want it to be. But we've got a second leg against Newcastle United in the EFL Cup, right? I'll get to your comments because I've got 41 comments there. I haven't even looked at them yet. But I'm gonna get into it after I've got into this match preview, so at least I can timestamp everything. So we've got the match preview. Second leg, 2-0 down against Newcastle. We have to go to St. James's Park and score 3 goals. Unanswered for, preferably. Otherwise, but we need to win by 3 goals. Potentially just 90-minute stand between Newcastle and the second Carabao Cup final appearance in the last 3 seasons. The Magpies have never won this competition before and haven't won a major domestic trophy since 1955. After the 2-0 first leg win against Arsenal, they look good value to get another shot at immortality this season. All Newcastle need to advance is a draw or a 1-goal margin defeat to book their spot at Wembley. But successive home defeats show that this is far from over yet. One of those came at the weekend as Eddie Howe's side squandered a 1-0 lead in a 2-1 home defeat against Fulham. But 3 wins from their last 4 home head-to-heads, losing 1, should offer some hope that they can get the job done here. While Newcastle enjoyed a tough weekend, Arsenal's was a complete opposite as they blew Man City away 5-1 at the Emirates Stadium. That was a real statement win as they continue to chase down Liverpool at the Premier League summit. But they'll have to pause that chase here as they try to cancel Newcastle's 2-goal advantage to advance to their first Carabao Cup final since 2018. Despite the stature of North Londoners, they haven't won this competition since 1993. Yes, 1993. But to get a shot at doing so this season, they'll have to do something they haven't done since October 2010. Win at Newcastle by at least 3 clear goals. 6 wins from their last 8 away games in all competitions, drawn 2, would at least suggest they are in with a chance. As would the Gunners. 3 wins to get to the semi-final stage all saw them net 3+ goals. Now, the last time we played Newcastle and scored multiple more than 3 goals was in this competition in 2010 when we smoked them 4-0. I mean, we smoked them 4-0 in that EFL Cup tie. That was the last time we scored. Actually, no, we were 4-0 up that following in that season at St. James's Park in February, but we drew 4-4. We blew a 4-0 lead. But in terms of winning, we won 4-0 there. So the usual suspects aren't playing. White, Tomiyasu, Saka, and Jesus. So Arsenal have won 4 of the last 5, drawing 1, with Newcastle winning 3 of the last 5, losing 2. So the head-to-head between Arsenal and Newcastle shows Newcastle win 1, 2, 3 of 5, with Arsenal winning 2 of the last 5 against Newcastle. The latest one being Newcastle defeating us at the Emirates 2-0 in the first leg of this tie. Before that, Newcastle beating us 1-0 here at St James's Park back in 2024 in the league early on the season. Before that, Arsenal winning 4-1 at the Emirates in the league back in the last season. Before that, Newcastle winning 1-0 in November 2023. And before that, Arsenal winning 2-0 at Newcastle at the back end of 2023 season. So obviously we play first and then Tottenham versus Liverpool tomorrow. So as it stands, it looks like the final is going to be Newcastle versus Tottenham. But obviously the second leg is to play, so anything can happen. My score prediction for this game is I think we'll win this game, but we'll go out. I think we'll win 2-1, but go out. You know what I mean? I can see us scoring first. In fact, I can see us going 2-0 up. And then Newcastle get that 1 goal and then they just sit back and chill. You know what I mean? I think Newcastle, the bums will twitch a little bit. And I can see us going 2 up. And then Newcastle get that 1 goal. And then we win the game, but we lose the whole time. That's personally what I believe. And I personally believe the final is going to be Newcastle and Tottenham. I think Tottenham being Tottenham, if they're going to win at Anfield, it'll be now kind of thing. It'll actually, no. Yeah, it'll be, it's at Anfield. It'll be now kind of thing. Because I don't think they'll win there in the league. You know what I mean? But we'll have to see. But a 2-0 deficit, it's just so us, isn't it? You'd expect 2-0 first leg at St James's Park. You'd expect that. Then at the Emirates, it's like, right, we'll do you there. Nope. I have to do it the hard way every single time. Right? Oh, wow. That game, as well as the United game, right, showed we need firepower. But because we beat Man City 5-1, now we must be okay now. You know what I mean? This is why I say us beating them 5-1, it's going to prove, by the end of the season, it's going to prove it was the worst thing that we did. Because now we're going to suffer for not getting anybody in this January transfer window. But if in a scenario that we get to the final of the EFL Cup, I'm 50-50 on whether we win it or not. Only because of Arteta has an unbeaten record at Wembley as a player and a manager. That's the only thing that will have me think that we'll win this if we get to the final. And then the other side of me looks at our record in this competition, which is, compared to the teams that have won it multiple times, we have the worst record. In terms of, we've been, out of all champions of the EFL Cup in the history, we've been runners-up the most times. You know what I mean? What the fuck is going on? But yeah. Anyways, let me get onto your comments and then yeah. That's some long intro, YG. My intro's 3 minutes 5 seconds. It gives everybody a chance to come in. You know what I mean? But I don't have the longest intro. There's other channels that have very long intros compared to me. Are you winning the League Cup? No, we ain't getting past Newcastle. But big up to you. You don't need anyone. You beat City 5-1. You don't need strike anymore. That'll be the narrative. That'll be the narrative. Yep, all the young fools will be saying that. Even knowing I hate Man City, at least they're acting like a big club trying to fix their problems. They got a CDM after losing 5-1. That's what I mean. We could say what we want about Pep needing to spend all this money because one player got injured, that, blah, 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 whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like these men have achieved at the highest level and they want to get back there, and you can see that they want to get back there. Whereas us, we're just twiddling our thumbs. I mean, everyone is scoring and beating City. I'm glad we beat them, but they're a weakened point at the moment. I'm not giving City that benefit of the doubt. I ain't giving them that. You know what I mean? It's just that for us, because we did that to them, you know what I mean? It forced us to just be complacent in the window. Would that be a C? Can that attack a big club back to power? I think City will win a trophy this season. Arsenal won't. So you think they'll win either the FA Cup or the Champions League? You man bickering. Oh, you man are bickering. You man are bickering. Newcastle have a huge advantage. They do. All they need to do is part the bus and then counter attack with Isak. You know what I mean? That's all they need to do. You know what I mean? That's all they need to do. Obviously, we're going to get at them, and you know we're going to have the possession. I'm guessing we'll have the possession, even though we're away from home. And I believe we'll win this game, but not enough to go through. I'm saying we'll win 2-1. And we'll go out 3-2. You know what I mean? It's madness. Gordon gonna score, that's my prediction. I mean, you know, all I know is that you know, this 5-1 win against City, it doesn't mean, you know, it's not. It doesn't mean much in the end. Yeah, it's nice, but when you deep it, you know, it's yeah, it's just not. I'm not getting fooled by it at all. Anyone getting fooled by that is very naive or stupid or both. I just really don't want Liverpool to win this cup again. The other three clubs need to win it so much more. If Liverpool get to the final, it wouldn't surprise me if they lose, to be fair. Whoever, if it's us, if it's Newcastle, it won't really surprise. Liverpool haven't retained a trophy since the 1980s, you know. That's the last time they retained a trophy. So, either way, whoever wins this competition is making history, really. Well, Arsenal will end up winning it for the third time if we get there and win it. Newcastle will win it for the first time in their history, ending the trophy drought since 1955. Spurs will win it for the first time since 2008, ending their 17-year trophy drought. And if Liverpool win it, that'll be the first time they've retained a trophy since the 1980s. So either way, something's happening. If we don't, I want Newcastle to win it. Yeah, I mean, you know, that would be my number one team to win it. But, you know, if well, yeah, because I'm not gonna, because Liverpool can only play us or Newcastle if they get to the final. So yeah, obviously we don't want Spurs touching it. For my 70-year-old neighbour, 70 years old, and all this time that since the 50s, I haven't seen the Newcastle win a trophy. But no, at least a trophy of significant means. Anyways, I'm going to leave the match preview here. I'm going to timestamp the 3 portions: intro, my rant, and a match preview, so that those coming in later on. Way, Kurt's back. Way. Well, you've missed my rant earlier, so yeah, I'm gonna timestamp this anyway. So because I'm about to end this stream. Yeah, I've just been ranting about Arteta and the transfer window, but you know, and I've pointed out that beating Man City was actually the worst thing we did, and as it stands, it's the worst thing we've done this season, in my opinion. Because it, you know, but I'm gonna timestamp this anyway. Kroenke dictates if we move like a big club or not. But I don't think Kroenke was the one saying to Arteta, "You're not signing a striker." I don't think Kroenke said sign Moreno or don't sign a striker. I don't think he said that. I don't think they said that. This is Arteta thinking, yeah, I could do with another midfielder. Everybody said, no, we need a striker. We need everybody around. No, we need a striker, need a striker, need a striker. Arteta chose Moreno. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm going to leave it here. Like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, follow all the socials. The link's in the description below. And I will see you guys for the match reaction tomorrow night. We're either going to Wembley or we're going out. But anyways, I bet you're still fuming. Okay, ourselves to blame. Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to end it here. Check the timestamps. I'm going to put them in as soon as. And do you think Arteta didn't want a striker or covering for Kroenke? I don't think Arteta wants. I think he's got PTSD from Aubameyang. He didn't want another striker. He don't want to sign a striker that's potentially going to be like, you know, have a too bit of ego. He didn't want to upset Kai Havertz either. You know what I mean? He didn't want to upset Jesus. That's personally what I think. And I think the Kroenkes gave him money and was like, right, let's see what you're going to do with it. And Arteta decided he'll get everything but a striker. You know what I mean? But anyways, catch you guys in the next stream. Peace, and check the timestamp.
And if anyone wants to have a come at me,
come and find me. I'm in the car park now.
Because I'm a black belt in karate.
Stop the cap.
Come and have a pop.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.